What would you all think if we had an app that actually got us off our screens, that, brought us closer to God's will for our life, just being able to serve each other and really strengthen our communities, and it's going to strengthen our world? Well, my vision, I believe God gave it to me, is called AdoptMe. And the basic format of the app would be, um, you know, what really makes it stand out is that I would like everybody who's on the app to be background checked. So, and we would be able to see each other's background and, just kind of proceed with caution if somebody has murder in their background, or, you know, something like that, for instance. Um, and, but murderers, thieves, whatever, they all need second, third, fourth, fifth, however many chances, as long as we have breath, we need a chance. Everybody needs hope. And so, Adopt Me is for everybody of all backgrounds, whether you have a criminal background or not, and no matter what income level you're from. But basically, members would create a profile, and they would have a request. That's the main point of it. They'd be like, "Oh, hey, I'm just looking for somebody to have face-to-face interaction with," and then somebody else would be, searching through these requests. You could call them helpers, and they might find a request that just sparks their interest, and they decide to respond. And so then they can have a dialogue on the app, but it's going to be, really for the point of a face-to-face interaction. People can also share other contact information, of course, and not everybody who meets through the Adopt Me app has to be local. You could be from all over the world, and you could do video chat, but I think there's enough apps for that you can move from Adopt Me to another app if you like. But the main purpose of Adopt Me, like I said, is the requests will be categorized, so you can mark things as urgent. Maybe you just having some kind of crisis, or flat tire even, and it's worth a try. If you don't have anybody to call, or you don't have any money in your pocket, you can make a request on Adopt Me for that. Or it could be just something like, I've never been to Colorado, or I've never seen mountains. Can I go with somebody on their next trip to the mountains? I mean, maybe nobody will respond, but maybe they will. Yeah, I would love to get your questions, and I can respond individually. Obviously, there's going to be a cost to developing this app, to getting people's background checks, to making everybody's information secure. So, my thought is that the helpers would pay for the cost of a member profile plus one, and then member profiles would be free. So if you're just on there to make a request, there'd be two separate sides to it. And so the helper, the members cannot see the helpers unless the helpers decide to respond to a request. So I have seen all this work with other apps, so I know it's possible. So that's kind of just my vision for it. I've used a lot of apps, so I know this is possible. But yeah, and there are apps where you can do similar things, but there's so many other things going on the app that it's easy to get distracted with other things. So this would be like specifically for just basically creating community, hopefully creating long-term relationships. We're here to serve each other, and it doesn't have to be with your money. Just creating a relationship through time, interaction, talking, taking a walk together. Maybe somebody just has always wanted to start up an exercise routine, but they just don't feel like doing it by themselves, and so they might just post, oh, I'm looking for somebody to walk with. And there's no limit. When I first thought of it, I thought, oh, let's keep the romantic stuff out of it. But then I thought, no, I'm limiting this app to adults only, so why not have that as a category as well? So you could post on there, just like any other dating app. I'm a 34-year-old male looking for a female between such and such age or whatever, and see what happens, and vice versa for females and all that. So yeah, there's really no limit to the amount of categories that can be on there. So yeah, people can just kind of title their request and just kind of explain it, and everybody's profile would be required to have at least 2 photos, and the more, the better, just to kind of give people an idea of who you are. And the profile will be created with like specific questions, just kind of, are you a believer? What's your faith in? What kind of hobbies, activities do you do in your free time? Yeah, that kind of stuff. But yeah, it won't show last names. That's my thought. It won't show, any real revealing information. Yes, it'll give like first name and your background information, because I think there's just a lot of people are trying to hide things about themselves, or just trying to not be honest about who they really are. And we can't have intimacy in that kind of setting. So I am just hoping that this app can help create true intimacy amongst people, and yeah, we can have a healthier society. So thank you so much for listening to my video and going to my GoFundMe page to support the app. I do have a developer who said he could get it going for $20,000, and if I can get $10,000, he'll go ahead and get started. So I know that sounds like a lot of money, but if we all pitch in, it can be a reality. So yeah, thank you so much. God bless.